I'm gonna buy this, and then you're gonna give me one free, okay?
What?
What is it?
What do I got to do to get a free one?
Just buy one.
Buy what?
Just one of these mushroom chocolate bars.
These
from
melt premium mushrooms?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you're part of the No Simple Road family. You're going to buy one, and then they're going to send you another one for free.
Well, now you got me. As soon as I found out what it was, you were a little cryptic there at first.
No, but it makes sense. I mean, mushroom chocolates are good, but double the amount of mushroom chocolates for the same price is equally doubly as cool.
That's the best.
So here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to @meltmushrooms on Instagram, MELTMUSHROOMS. You're going to shoot them a DM. You're going to say, hey, I'm part of the No Simple Road family. Can I have your menu? And then they're going to DM you back, and you're going to make your order, and they're going to give you buy one, get one free.
At first, you're going to make the difficult decision of picking which flavor because they all are fantastic.
They also have capsules, so you don't have to choose if you don't want to. Be like, you know what? I'm not going to choose. I'm just going to get the capsules.
And, it's always nice, like on Christmas morning when you wake up and your stocking is full of candy, but it's equally, doubly as cool when you wake up on Christmas morning or Hanukkah or Diwali or Kwanzaa or whatever the holiday is that you wake up on. And then there's mushroom chocolates in your table, whatever.
Stocking,
in your table,
whatever.
Yeah, in your stocking.
Wherever these can be.
Yeah, trying to be inclusive.
Oh, that's okay.
My holiday
for the holiday
offering.
season, it is a great thing.
That's right.
Sitting there waiting for you.
And look, mushroom chocolates, we know, have a ton of health benefits.
They include improving your mood, your focus, memory, even depression and anxiety. It can really help balance you out.
Yep. And if you don't want it to balance you out, you take a little more and you can have a good time. So go check out @meltmushrooms on Instagram. Tell them No Simple Road sent you. They're hooking you up with buy one, get one free for the month of Noviembre. If you're in the mood to go out and get something to eat, there's a lot of choices here in the Portland area, but you know what?
What?
Only one of them is part of the Grateful Dead family and part of the No Simple Road family.
Which one?
And that is Fire on the Mountain.
What?
3 locations here in
Fuego
Portland.
de montaña.
That's right. 3 locations here in Portland, 2 in Denver, 1 in Bend, soon to be 1 on the moon. That's absolutely not true. I just made that up. But you can go there. You can get the world's best chicken wings and hamburgers and salads.
Desserts.
The desserts are pretty much
They're
to die for. Vegan.
Literally.
They actually have vegan wings.
Yes,
Think
they
about
do.
that for a minute. Just let that soak into your gray matter. And they have all their new rubs and sauces out right now. What name a few for us, Apple. Help us out.
Fremont, they got the El Nino sauce and the salt and vinegar dry rub. Burnside, the cranberry chipotle.
That looks really good.
And then a togarashi dry rub, which I looked up, which is a Japanese sauce that is a toasty sweet spice experience.
Ooh, who doesn't want a toasty sweet spice experience in their life?
I don't want to know that person. Oh. Interstate location has the El Nino sauce as well as a brown sugar bourbon dry rub. That sounds dope.
And hey, if you're doing like a holiday get together at your office or for your family, you can go hit up the Fremont location. They have a little party room upstairs that you can get. And if you're not in one of these places and you're sad, don't be sad. You can go to portlandwings.com, order their sauces, get their swag. You can have the Portland Wing Fire on the Mountain experience at home in the privacy of your own dojo. But hey, don't do that because the experience of going to the Fire on the Mountain locations is pretty dope. And don't forget about Fire on the Mountain Brewing. So you can have your adult beverage, your chicken wings or your salad. You can have a whole Grateful Dead family experience at Fire on the Mountain.
Shop Tour Bus is the perfect place for the holidays.
They are.
For the Grateful Dead fan in your life, Shop Tour Bus has some incredible merch such as t-shirts, hoodies, canvas totes, stickers, all in the cryptic Grateful Dead lyrical and the beautiful style that they have.
This is all truth.
It's all true so far?
Mel is spitting truth today, everybody.
And, during the holidays, shipping can be a lot.
Yeah.
So when you put in the promo code No Simple Road at checkout for whatever merchandise you ordered, they will give you free shipping.
Free shipping?
What?
You're getting it.
And they have been steadily re-releasing some of their old favorites. So there is a huge plethora, a wide range of assortment that you can choose from as far as different t-shirts.
And what I'll add is I am a comfort freak, and these are the most comfortable hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats, everything.
Yeah.
This stuff is so comfortable, and you don't just get this in some like boring package or anything. You'll get it in an all-over print box, and you also get a bunch of goodies with it. You'll get possibly even a miracle bootleg, a cool pencil to spool that with. There's all kinds of goodies that come with this. So, I mean, if you're still not convinced, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, so visit shoptourbus.com and at shoptourbus on Instagram and place your order. No Simple Road at the checkout, all one word, and get your fun shipping on.
One of our favorite sponsors is back with us, Sunset Lake CBD.
Yeah.
If you're looking for CBD that actually does what CBD is supposed to do, look no further than our friends over at Sunset Lake.
Let me break it down.
Break it down, Mel.
They're sustainably farmed, meaning they avoid pesticides and use sustainable farming practices to preserve the land for future generations. 1. 2, farm to table. They ship the CBD products straight from their door in Vermont directly to your door wherever you're at.
Now that's cool.
And third party tested. They test everything with a third party to ensure quality, dosage, and safety.
You got to go over and check out sunsetlakecbd.com. They have so many products. Break it down for them, Apple.
Well, they've got some new stuff going on. Like they always had pre-rolls, but now they got really cool packaging for it. And you can get CBD pre-roll flights of all their flavors. You can get the heavy hitter flight that also throws in some of their Keef blunts. They have a new CBD recovery body lotion.
I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other?
The other one with arnica.
The extra strength muscle rub, 3,000 milligram with 5% lidocaine.
So look,
Oh, yeah,
if you're
lidocaine.
sore, this is the stuff you want to rub on your body to make those aches and pains go away. They even have CBD infused coffee, so you can have coffee without the little jitter that you get from caffeine, and you have it in the morning and you start your day off right. Your body feels lubricated. You're going to sleep good.
Yeah, and also they have, if you kind of forget to reorder, they've got subscriptions.
And they're giving the No Simple Road family 20% off.
20% off.
Put
with
in the promo code NSR20 when you're checking out at sunsetlakecbd.com. You're going to get 20% off your entire order.
NSR20.
And don't forget those cute little gummy bears.
That's right. sunsetlakecbd.com, one of our favorite sponsors, is back.
No Simple Road. Yeah, here we go.
To get my fun shipping on. That was fun, Mel. Well done.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of No Simple Road. This is Aaron.
And this is Mel.
Wow. Mel was just staring
No,
at me.
I was going to see if Apple was going to switch it up, but I guess not.
Apple's on his phone.
Oh, and then this is Apple.
And Darwin.
And Darwin, I'm licking my paw. Look at him. He's
Okay,
being
Darwin did the grossest thing yesterday that I'm going to share with everybody.
Farted and licked it.
He was sitting on his bed, and then he did the boot scoot on his bed, got up, turned around, and licked the skid mark that his boot scoot left, and it was gross.
That was right in time when I came down here to see who you guys were talking to and witnessed this, and was just like,
So now that you've all thrown up in your mouths a little bit, welcome to the show.
I don't know why I wanted to start off with that story, but it just was.
Wow.
I'm sorry for Jeff. We have.
Yeah, I'm gonna get us out of here. I'm gonna get us away from Darwin's disgustingness.
Okay.
This week on No Simple Road, we have Jeff Chilton from JC Proof.
Yay!
One of the great joys. And this sounds like I'm being sarcastic, and I'm not. For real, one of the great joys of doing No Simple Road is finding out about dope bands.
Oh, yeah.
And then turning all of you on to them. And We found out about JC Proof actually at Mojo Family Fest last year.
We found out about them before. We
saw them for the first time at Mojo Family Fest last year. And wait, that was this year.
This year.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Last year.
What am I talking about? Where am
this year, earlier in the year, we saw them and they made an incredible, epic
impression.
I was going to say entrance. Thank you. Entrance to the stage. And then they proceeded to knock our socks off and make us dance it out and have fun and throw jokes from like, it was everything you would want in a party.
And it was let me say, it was an incredible musical performance as well as like entertainment too. It was a so performance. Entertaining. It kept your attention the whole time. It made you shake your booty. It like had everything.
Yep.
Was like, what? Like mind blown throughout it, like with the silly thing. I just remember like when he was doing the drum solo. And Jeff's like, oh no, oh, it hurts.
Oh yeah,
it hurts when you do that. You're so good, and they have so much fun on stage. It's contagious,
and it definitely translates into the videos that they have on YouTube. I know Apple's always the YouTube crier over here, saying everybody needs to go check them out on YouTube. Well, it's my turn today. Go check JC Proof. It's JAYSI and then Proof. All three different words. JAYSIPROOF. And on YouTube, and check out the amazing videos that they're creating over there.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
Like everything that they're doing is fun.
I feel like we're really lucky to have this kind of talent here in the local Portland music scene. I feel like it's very kind of special. You know?
And it's getting people's attention. You'll hear in this Jeff talk about like he left New York and headed this direction to be part of this music scene. You know, that Portland is really attracting attention.
Well, I mean, Portland is weird, so
like
makes sense. So we're attracting attention
during that time, 2016, 2017, like even just a few years ago. There was a lot of movement to California, to
you mean from California?
Yeah, from California, to the Pacific Northwest, and to just different places that are like West Coast. And this, as a result of that, there's a lot of people with a lot of talent from all around the country here doing really great stuff.
Yeah. It's a trip to having moved from Vegas, and the local music scene in Vegas was it was small.
We just weren't a part of it too.
Well, yeah, we were. I mean, we
for
were
a very short time.
There was like a couple of really prolific bands at the time right before we left, and it was a trip coming here and then seeing how robust it could be. And you would think in a place like Vegas, there would be tons of venues for local bands to play, but there wasn't when we were there. It was like the Sand Dollar Lounge and a couple of other little places.
And some lounges in hotels would do that
once
too.
in a while. But here in Portland, it's like on any given night, you can go out and see some of the best music on the planet. And
that is true.
I'm really stoked to be able to have a platform and to be able to highlight these musicians that are part of our hometown. And not only are they part of our hometown, but they're some of the best out there, period.
Yeah.
So it's like double win. And Jeff, we really appreciate you coming to the house and spending time with us, man. And looking forward to hanging out more in the future, and Mojo Family Fest 2024 and all the fun shit we have coming up in life together. So
all the things to do.
Yeah. It's a lot of cool stuff. So we're going to what?
Oh, I was
not do shit.
I was going to throw in just a couple more things. This is like from their site, just to let you know. They got a few shows coming up. Saturday, December 9th out at Edgefield McMenamins. They have the Winter Concert Series, and this is in the winter tent, no cover.
Cool.
All ages,
that's
no
right.
cover.
Yeah.
December 9th, and then Saturday, January 20th at Mississippi Studios. They are having their album release show.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, and then one last thing I want to read, because I love this comparison on the site. J.C. Proof blends the finesse of a Steely Dan arrangement with the exploratory production of a Chick Corea record.
That's actually pretty damn accurate.
Wow.
Yeah.
And one more. This group is super versatile, from the Schofield-esque guitar solo to the searing sound of Jeff Chilton's trombone. J.C. Proof goes beyond while maintaining roots in the language of jazz, and that's from our local KMHD jazz radio station.
Oh,
Cool.
shit. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Jeff has a great voice too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Very great voice.
Look, anybody that plays the trombone has my utmost respect. There's no frets on that thing. You don't know. It's just a slide. Like you gotta know what you're doing
Yeah.
to mess with that thing. So Jeff, you also have my respect.
Our
Love you,
hats
man.
are off to you, Jeff, and the whole band.
I'm actually still wearing my hat, but
Well,
it's off.
I'm not.
It's off to you.
I'm not.
We're going to get you all to the interview. We're going to do the business really quick, and then we're going to get moving on. Hey, speaking of local music, on December 7th, No Simple Road is hosting the first ever No Simple Road holiday get down at
The Get Down.
So come join us, members of Bodhi Mojo, Lost Ox, World's Finest, Garcia Birthday Band,
What?
Sponge,
Family
and
Mystic.
Family Mystic are coming to play 3 sets of music, a set of originals, a set of covers, and a set of Grateful Dead tunes. We're going to have some conversation in between sets, and No Simple Road's going to be there having fun. I heard that Santa Claus and his elves are
Yes,
going to
they
be there.
are.
Tickets are available now at thegetdownpdx.com and also at nosimpleroad.com. And look, don't wait until the day of the show to buy your tickets.
Please don't.
And we were saying, I mean, with all these bands involved, with all the friends they have, following they have, us as well, people were telling, there may not be tickets come the day of.
That's true. This is true. So you don't want to be that one standing outside with your finger up.
We would love to have you grace
Us with your presence.
Thank you. I was gonna say our audience. That's why I was like, no, not our audience.
No, don't do it.
You're our audience. We want you to be.
Grace.
We want an audience.
That's true. We do. Yes, we do.
We want you there to be our audience and grace us with your presence.
If there's no audience, it's a purely masturbatory experience. Of
Not
us
really.
Just talking
Maybe
to
it's like
ourselves.
a major practice.
That's true too. So you get it at the Get Down, December 7th, super group, all that. No Simple Road holiday Get Down to Get Down.
Woo.
Go to nosimpleroad.com. Buy yourself some No Simple Road merch for the holidays.
Yeah.
That'd be cool if you did that. We also have tarot readings available. Me and Mel just did
Sure
one
do.
the other day.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty,
we did.
pretty goddamn amazing.
Yeah. And I've been doing card of the day with a tarot pull on Patreon, which is our segue into Patreon.
Patreon.com/No Simple Road. Look, everybody, if all of you pitched in $1 for No Simple Road, you would change our lives.
Yep.
Like quite literally, that is the truth. So please go over to Patreon. We are creating all kinds of content over there. Mel's doing the card of the day. Apple's doing his cinematic adventures.
I'm also throwing up lots of clips of us going to the shows that we go to, which has been quite a few lately. It is fun being the videographer and capturing these clips at all the shows we go to. I threw up 7 of them for string dusters, and like 4 of dogs in a pile, and 4 of pigeons. I mean, I'd love to be able to just tape the whole show and throw them up there, but that's not possible.
Yeah.
Got to do the clips, but you're getting the sweet bits of the shows.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of sweet bits, Andrew Sachs from Some Sexy Art is doing a weekly segment on our Patreon. He's picking the filet mignon, if you will, the deep cuts, the sweet stuff.
And this past week was a real
This
filet,
last week was
for
good.
sure.
And I'm not even going to tell you what it is because you have to go to Patreon, sign up, find out what it was. And then our very own No Simple Road archivist, Connor, is putting up the deep Grateful Dead and Jerry Garcia band cuts every week on Patreon. And so here's the deal. You get ad-free early episodes. You're getting all the extra content. You understand what Patreon is. Go over there, spend $1, get all that extra stuff, and change our lives.
And then
Boom.
the thing you could do too, if you do that and you're interested in participating, we have no problem with that. If you want to be a Patreon, start donating, and then want to throw some stuff in,
That's
I think
what
we
it's
would be
all
very
about.
open to that.
That's
the community.
All about. It's not the hokey pokey. It's Patreon.
All right.
Anyway,
And then we have some time left in November to get maybe a second review up on
Apple
Podcasts, 5-star. Then you'd be like, just type a little something. We love this podcast. Boom. Done.
We did hit 420. We did finally get
Meg in a hole?
420.
Was that her?
No, not another review. We were at 418 as far as 5 stars. We are now at 420.
What? So who's going to be 421? Just say it.
Yeah. Keep it going.
Well,
and speaking of Connor, we have a call-in on the Tepid line. 971-808-1524.
Full Road. This is Connor coming to you fresh from the Get Down with Terrapin Flyer. Sunday night, the night after Pigeon at the Crystal Ballroom.
I
went to this one on a whim and ran into some familiar faces and met some new faces and handed out some stickers. And wow, what a way to spend an evening. Not your average Grateful Dead tribute band. I know every Grateful Dead tribute band says that, but really great way to spend an evening. And $20. I mean, these cats are really, really great musicians. First set, they took us to church, played a lot of all Jerry Garcia band, a lot of gospel tunes, and then closed it with a ripping deal. And then the second set was all, Grateful Dead, the big hits. And just really an awesome get down at the Get Down. So, really great. I've been to that venue a long time ago, but I was super impressed with how everything was run, how cool security was, and they got music playing. They have speakers in the bathroom, which is always nice, so you don't miss anything. And I don't know, it was just a really good time. Handed out stickers. I don't know if I said that already, but
you did, but it's okay.
It was a dope way to spend a Sunday night. I know Sunday shows are hard sometimes. So, anyhow, glad I went. Love you guys. And I see Digging Dirt's playing at the Get Down next month. So I think that's going to be one I'm going to have to go to. They killed it at Cascade.
We wouldn't know.
Anyway, love you guys. See you guys soon. Bye.
Love you too, Connor.
Ooh.
Let me say this about Connor. A fun fact is he also went to a concert on Monday. He went to that Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah, Connor's in his
right
20s.
on, Connor. Thanks for representing.
I got one more.
Okay.
From the Tepid line.
Hey, NSR fam, it's Dave again. I just wanted to touch base with everybody out there as well and say that anybody who's been listening to Side Roads on Patreon, I sat down and had a conversation with Corey like 3 months ago. Really had fun, really enjoyed it. And during that conversation, I kind of poo-pooed Fish a little bit, saying that I really wasn't much of a Fish fan yet. But I have been listening to more Fish, so there is hope.
Yeah.
Right on, David.
I haven't really been very... I haven't been digging their live music too much yet. I've just been kind of familiarizing myself with their songs.
That makes sense.
Playing playlists on Spotify and really enjoying the music. So go Fish.
Yeah.
And I don't mean draw cards. Damn it. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Love you all out there, wherever you're listening to the podcast at. And you are all beautiful people. And I love you. All of you listening to my voice.
Aww.
I love you, and I am wishing you nothing but success, happiness, and I don't know. I don't know what else I can put out there. I just want to wish everybody the best life that they can have, and hope that you are living that today and every day.
And there's a right turn or a left turn.
There's a little bit of right turn for you right there at the end.
You know, I have to say this because nobody will know this if I don't say it. He brought up Patreon. I was talking earlier about bringing up the card of the day. Today's card of the day was I pulled a card from the Oracle deck, and it was the White Witch. And her tagline is "Be the Light." And David, you are definitely No Simple Roads light.
Heck yeah.
You doing that, you calling in and always affirming us, and then back to the audience and to the listeners and to the No Simple Road family. And I just think that is exactly what that card was talking about, is sharing that positivity and that energy and making sure you keep your vibe high, because there's a lot of reasons that it can take you down, like normal everyday life. So trying to maintain your inner joy at all costs is almost as important as breathing these days, just for that sheer ability to kind of make it through and help others make it through. So thank you for being the light and mirroring that card that I pulled today.
There it is. That is the tepid line, everybody.
David, we just got to get you to a fish show, and that'll seal the deal.
Yeah.
Glad
just
to
come
see
with
that
us.
you're listening, though, and taking it in and enjoying it.
I know absolutely nothing. Like, I have no inside info whatsoever. I don't know any rumors, but when Fish announces a big West Coast tour this summer or spring, then we can go to a show together.
Yes.
David, that would be so fun.
Yeah. All right. And did I miss anything?
No, I think
tell
we're
somebody
good to
you
go.
love about the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And beyond that, I hope that all of you are having a beautiful day, and that I hope you really, really dig this conversation we had with Jeff Chilton from JC Proof, and follow them on socials and go download their music. And if they come through your town, go see them play. You will be richly rewarded with an experience that you won't soon forget, because you'll be laughing while you're dancing. I promise
Laughing while you're dancing?
you. Mm-hmm.
Laughing, fall apart?
I don't think they do that, but sure. All right. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Without further ado, the No Simple Road crew gives you
Jeff Chilton.
It's very clear there is only a minute to disappear. Together, our friends will say that we ditched them to kiss, we ran away. Forever, starlight dancing, we can save the world with our love. Moonlit romancing, we can save the world, bottom up. Let's get lost tonight. Let's get lost and dance to the sunrise. Let's get lost tonight. Let's get lost and dance to the sunrise.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're here.
We're winning.
from the East Coast.
Oh yeah. Yeah, foliage. Yeah, no, I'm from the East Coast, so like I like the foliage over there, but there was something really spectacular about coming west and seeing all the yellows and the expansiveness of the yellows for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of just really gave me pause and gave me a really deep breath.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know?
I know
Good way
exactly
to
what you're
put it.
talking about. We can't, because we came from the desert. Well,
Oh, okay. Which desert?
Las Vegas desert.
Hey. Okay. Yeah.
Oh.
Watch out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Watch out.
Who do we have in our studio today? This is a
Introduce
special.
yourself to them.
Introduce yourself
to those folks.
As I'm steeping my tea over here.
Steep it with
The special honey.
Hey, I'm Jeff Chilton of JC Proof, and excited to hang out.
Right.
Right
Thanks for
on.
having me.
So yeah, we were, I don't know, 30 years
30 years
in the desert,
Yeah.
and we came up here for to visit Seattle for Christmas.
Okay.
And we stopped in Portland to buy a battery for a camera on the way up. And then on the way back from Seattle, we stopped in Eugene and ate at a McMenamin's.
Mind you, none of this has, like, the landscape really hadn't, like, sunk in yet. We didn't see anything amazing at that trip.
Yeah.
But the vibe, we liked the vibe of the
The
city.
McMenamin's did it for me. I walked in.
Which
I was
McMenamin's? The one
in Eugene.
Okay,
Yeah, it was
there was
like
one on the water though. It's
there's
very
like a
nice.
huge mural of Country Fair on the wall.
Nice.
And I was like, I'm fucking home. They have Grateful Dead stuff
and
here.
they were playing like Dead music, and we were like,
Nice.
wait, what's going on? I feel comfortable here.
But then when we moved, we came up like in April before the June that we moved, and holy shit.
Yeah.
Like just what you said, it was so expansive and green, and the air smelled
So
like,
good.
not like dust and lizards.
It's what they call awe-inspiring. Like it really does make you like drop your jaw and, like you said, Jeff, catch a breath. Like you didn't even know you were breathing through that moment, like all fast, and then all of a sudden you like pause because it's like a beautiful nature slap, you know. And that is a really great reason to be here in Portland. That's one of the best reasons.
I agree. Yeah.
So how did JC Proof get its start?
In the soggy jazz-soaked earth of Portland, Oregon. No, sorry, that's a quote from the bio. But true enough.
It sounded real.
Yeah.
It did.
I mean, that's basically it. You know, there was, I think I was 23 when I came here, and there was a thriving sort of lo-fi drippy jazz scene. And I'm, you know, originally a jazz musician more or less only. And now, you know, I really, really like to play dance music and just like party music and love music. But I've always been drawn to jazz and the harmonies and those sounds. And I'm a horn player. So, you know, the timbres of jazz always strike me. And so I met a bunch of cool jazz musicians at various jam sessions in town. And we started having a regular gig at Bottles on Fremont. I don't know if, Bottles on Fremont, super cool tap house.
I've never been there, but I've seen it before.
Yeah, it has really, really good barbecue. Or actually, it used to. It's deceased. So this is, you know,
a casualty of COVID.
It was maybe a casualty of some mediocre business practices, but it's all good.
That too.
That happens.
Either or.
So we started having like a monthly there, and it was more of just a casual bar gig. But the guys in the band at that time was some different people, but we sort of had like a cycling crew, and we'd all played in other projects together. And then COVID hit, and I was like, fuck this. You know, I don't want to play just other people's projects. I want to just lead my own thing. I have a vision. You know, I like being in the front and kind of controlling the energy and sort of trying to guide the energy of the music. And so we just decided as a crew to kind of go into JC Proof more full time, and the band members solidified. You know, it's me, Lucas James on drums, JD Erickson on saxophone, Corey Hepner on guitar, and then our bass player rotates, but Levi Zalman is the main one. And we just kind of all coalesced on it and decided to put a lot of attention and love in it. And so the rest has sort of blossomed over time as we've put more energy into it. So
it's shocking that you're such a short time together. I thought this was, I mean, well, you said that you've been here for 6-7 years.
Right.
So within you're 23 years old, like it happened right away, the configuration, or how?
No, you know what it was? It was like, since I moved here, I met these people that I play with now, and we started playing together in various capacities, whether it be just a pickup gig at a bar, a different project. And so we've known each other for a long time, and we've kind of had synergistic musical interests, but the Proof itself, our first single was released in 2019, which I guess is 4 years ago now. So that's really the official beginning. And then in the last 2 years, we started going out on the road. And once you go on the road, it just like pulled everybody together, and it finally showed us how to play our own songs. You know what I mean?
Okay.
How?
Yeah.
How did it do that? Because of the repetition?
Kind of. And just needing to serve an audience as opposed to serving ourselves. Yeah.
So you find out like the heartbeat of the music that you're playing when it's bounced off of a crowd.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a really good way of putting it. That's a really good way of putting it.
So how do you adjust to that in the moment?
Chops.
No, maybe. I mean,
in like when you look back, I'm sure you'd be like, okay, now I need to do. We could have done this or whatever. Hindsight, but like in the moment.
I feel like what I'm thinking is more of a feel thing, like not necessarily, I need to change these notes, I need to play this type of solo, more just how to convey the music passionately, as opposed to accurately.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You know, and as a recovering jazz musician and somebody who went to school for music, and I went for music education, and I have no regrets about my schooling, but you know, when you go into academia, there's just a certain amount of boxes that you kind of learn to put yourself in, and it's really useful because it builds your skills, but it doesn't give you everything, and it definitely doesn't give you what you really need to connect with people and like share a moment together. I just had to learn that, and we all had to learn that on our own, and we're still always, I think any artist is always sort of moving through that and understanding what it means to connect with different people, different crowds, different rooms, different times, you know, of what's going on in the world. But.
So is jazz not that way?
Like in what way?
Trying to connect with different rooms and different people and different crowds. Jazz is we're just going to play the standard and we're going to do the thing and that's it.
I think it totally should be that way of connecting with people. It's just that it becomes a pursuit of knowledge in and of itself rather than a pursuit of like art and feeling. I don't know. I don't want to.
No, we're not shitting on jazz.
Yeah, exactly. Because
it's another level of musicianship
for real.
You know, it seems as if like, you know, it's academic and also still very creative, but a little bit maybe more heavy-handed on technique and like you said, those types of things. Whereas what you're doing when you're saying I want to like play dance music and love music. Right. I'm not thinking academia. Yeah. But I am thinking a good time and like.
Well, he did say he is a recovering.
Yeah. but I could see how one could really help with the other.
Totally.
Right? Like because you have that background and that discipline, you also have that confidence that you can do things and now that you're comfortable doing that thing, you can lighten it up. You can be silly or funny or creative or whatever.
Oh, I just started being able to hear you. This is nice.
Oh. Bummer.
Oh, was that not working?
Were you not having a good time with the... Here, I think I can hook you up. Hold on a second.
Wait.
It might be.
I got it. There we go.
Better?
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, no. We all quit
yeah.
screaming.
Hey, what's up, man?
It's really nice.
Now it's smooth.
Oh, you
serious.
should have said it.
Smooth.
Sorry,
No.
Jeff.
All right. That is smooth voice. So when did your musical journey begin, Jeff? No. I was wondering, like when did music, like, when did you start playing? Was trombone first? Like, what was
I know
your
it's a funny
progression?
instrument, isn't it?
No,
It's actually
dope.
It's actually what
It's
I
just
played.
unusual.
I played trombone in 6th grade.
Yes.
And then in 7th grade, and I hate to say I took it because back then you could get out of PE if you took band
Perfect.
or art. So I did it to get out of PE, but then I loved it. And I just remember we sat behind the sax players, and I remember we'd have like the spit war, like drain.
Oh, yeah. Still.
With the sax players,
Yeah, I'm
and
sure he
have
still does
wars
that.
back and forth.
Maturity does not
But I've
come
always
with-
loved the trombone. Like I grew up with my mom from like swing influence, like, you know, Tommy Dorsey and Jimmy, all that kind of stuff. I just love the sound of the trombone.
These are your music to my ears.
Yeah.
Music to my
So
ears.
how did it start with you?
Yeah. Well, I also started just in band in school as a 5th grader, 6th grader. But music really started for me from both my parents. But my dad is a church organist at a Lutheran church in Schenectady, New York, going on like 30 something years.
Dang.
So he's a piano player. Yeah. And he's also a music educator. He works with special needs kids. He's retired now. But he did work with special needs kids in Schenectady. So he has always just been, you know, going to the church to practice 3 nights a week. And when I say practice, I really mean probably smoke a bowl. And I didn't know this at the time, but probably smoke a bowl, put on the mics, and just improvise for like 2-3 hours.
And just jam.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
hell
that's
yeah.
Douglas Chilton.
Dad's hip.
Douglas.
Shout out to Dad.
Dad.
So
Well, thanks for inspiring the music in your son, Douglas.
thank you,
That's
Dad.
awesome. Like if a parent can give their children anything lasting, music should be one of them.
Well, I know that like with our son in general, or in particular, my influence on him with music did the opposite of what I ever wanted it to do. He hates anything that we listen to. He just doesn't dig it.
But he
Did
does
you-
like some of the music that I introduced
Well,
him to.
and then he decided on his own path, and he plays like flamenco
Well,
guitar.
but that's
now.
also
Very
from me
cool.
too, because I was always like,
Listening to Gypsy
yeah,
Kings.
the Gypsy
claiming
Kings.
some
I'm
lineage
claiming
here.
it.
Yeah,
It's true.
yeah.
She can claim
I gotta
it.
say the other side because Simon,
Please.
he's very musical, but it's like not what he wants him, like not
Totally.
traditional guitar. He's like, I want to do classical because I want something hard. I want a challenge. I know it's not going to be easy.
Guitar's hard enough.
And exactly. And he's just like, whatever the Grateful Dead and the jam
Fish.
scene and
Right.
Fish offers, it's it's not structured enough for him. And he likes.
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
He's different. Yeah, he's like he likes to be in the lines, and he likes to dress up nice, and he likes to.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? He's like a little bit more serious.
So, was it ever like that with you, where you felt like, well, that's what they do. Music's their thing. I don't know if I want to do that.
I feel like with kids, it can really go one of two ways.
Oh yeah.
You know, where you can just totally align. Or maybe sometimes there's a self pressure. Like, fortunately, I never felt this from my dad. And maybe this is why I do share even now, like, interests. You know, my dad was a huge fan of Yes, and like Yes was my favorite band growing up, and I got that from him. Earth, Wind, and Fire also. We do a cover of theirs. And he is just not a very critical musician. You know, like you can play for him, and he's not going to tell you what you did wrong. That's my mom. But and she's great too. And I feel like I have both of those, and it works for me. But because of that, I didn't have to feel like I needed to carve out a different avenue. And like, I don't know what everybody's situation is different, but it worked for me where I could follow in more or less in my dad's footsteps. And I think now though, me and my dad, we kind of butt heads sometimes because I like know more technical things than him. So it's been a bit of a reckoning for him, because now he'll like text me and be like, Jeff, how do you voice this chord? Or like, what about this harmony? I'm like, oh man. It's cute.
Oh, that's kind of cool though.
Cool.
Yeah, like dad's asking you for like I need some pointers, son. I've played a lot longer, but
sometimes
3250 pops.
Sometimes dang, that's a good rate. Well, I was just gonna say, sometimes it is the kids' time to step up and tell parents what's up. Like, that is not all the time, but there's definitely a time and a place for it.
Yeah, that's true. Are they proud?
Absolutely.
I could imagine so.
No, they're very happy for me. My parents have always just been very free and like not hands-on to almost to a fault at times, to a fault.
Letting you do your own thing.
Let me do my own thing. And it really worked for me because I had a lot of intrinsic motivation to do music or just all the different things that I've enjoyed. I like doing lots of different things. But my brother, I think we've talked about this, how he would have preferred more structure growing up, because he doesn't have that intrinsic motivation. He's going to fall the lowest common denominator of whatever the activity is. And, me and my partner, we're still a little bit away from thinking about having kids, but I don't know. It's going to be a real struggle for me to figure out how to kind of lean and
it's tough, dude.
Yeah.
First of all, it's intuitive. So there's no forethought need to be had, because there's just no way that you can't translate that, you know? Secondly, they would tell you what's up. Like, your kids will teach you how they need to be parented. If you start listening, if you're not going to be like the bully type of a parent, what I say goes, you're a kid under those rules type thing.
Because I said so.
But if you like literally let your kids teach you, they're dope. They're like, Simon has taught me so much on how to manage my emotions, and like the criticism that you get from your kids are the things that make you a better human being.
And we were very hands off as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Almost to a fault.
Well, that was one of their criticisms, was like, I wish that you pushed me more to do stuff, because I know that I could have done a lot more, but I didn't have to, but they're both doing great.
Yeah.
But that was like, I asked them, I was like, if I could have done anything better, like, which is kind of like a loaded question.
It's a tricky question.
But I really wanted to know that, because I was like, I'm not pissed. I'm happy with our relationship. I don't expect anything from you. I just want to know, as a human being, like, what type of a mom was I? What kind of a mom? And they shared that, and I was like, yeah, like, I could see that. And I didn't have that in my life, so I didn't know how to teach it. So it really like kind of like made me realize. So like with kids and seeing their kids like maybe like fulfill their dream, maybe, or take it a step further.
Right.
It's one of the best things in the world. So I feel like you'll be a great parent regardless of how much you think you know or don't.
Well, that's a load off.
Yeah.
Hey,
you're good, man. Just go for it.
Man.
You're done. You're done. It's going to be just as easy as getting on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That wasn't always easy. It's still not sometimes.
Wait a minute. For real?
I'd like to think that if I'm nervous, it means I'm doing something new, which is good. So I'm always searching for that queasy feeling.
Okay.
And I was a little bit nervous walking in here.
Oh,
really?
Yay.
So this is good.
Right on.
You feel better?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
This is something new then.
talking with you three, we've never sat down
never
and had a
No.
conversation.
Yeah.
I've done a few podcasts before, never with a 3-headed dragon though.
Okay.
I really like that. Yeah.
We all got a
We're
bunch of different
we're
stuff.
a nice 3-headed dragon.
Yeah.
3-headed teddy bear. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
It is recording, right?
Yeah, it's recording.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing, man.
I know.
400 episodes. dude.
Oh,
I
no,
got
yeah.
this.
This happens so
I've
within
never
10
not
minutes, and it's
recorded.
like, oh, I just missed
now
the
we-
last.
now he's got to
Comedy
check.
gold.
Well, when I can't see the thing going across, I worry.
There's no T in a cross, bro. Sorry.
Okay, so Jeff, what you said you have a bunch of different interests. What are some of the other things that are you happy about or to do off of music work?
Yeah, I have a bunch of different interests. Let's see how much I make time for them. That's a goal for sure. Yeah. Obviously Portland hiking.
Yeah. Seriously.
Getting to the gorge, going to Hood River for a day and just doing hikes around there and the Fruit Loop.
Hood
or
River's dope.
Coyote Wall.
So beautiful.
Yeah, it's just like the best. And I actually don't get to the coast that much, but it's just a little harder because I'm on Northeast, so it's easy for me to pop on 84, bam.
Out.
Yeah.
And we're just in that gorge. It's like the most beautiful place. I worked on cruise ships for a couple of years, so I traveled around and I did Scandinavia for quite a little bit and did all the fjords and stuff on the ships.
Oh, shit.
And I came out to Portland. I was like, this is just as beautiful as, not like it's a competition, but just as beautiful as Scandinavia. And I had to stay here.
You lost
Wow.
Scandinavia.
Okay.
It is a competition.
Yeah,
and
sorry,
you've now
Scandinavia.
lost.
Yeah.
You're done.
Happiness scores aside.
Yeah. You worked on cruise ships. Tell me a little bit about that. What's that like, man?
Music?
Yeah, I played
Okay.
trombone in the show band right out of college. That was my first gig. So
That's a great first gig.
it was super
Sure.
cool.
What?
Super cool. Yeah, and I just really wanted to travel and pay off some student loan debt.
Yeah.
So I worked with Royal Caribbean for 2 years, did a few different contracts, big ships, small ships, and we did Australia, New Zealand. We did
shit.
the fjords, I did a little bit in the Mediterranean, and then I was based in New Orleans for a good long while. I really fell in love with
How
that city.
fun.
It was awesome.
It sounds like the best decision you made post high school.
Yeah.
I get to travel the world, see like
What?
New Zealand. I've always wanted to go there.
And you paid down some of your student debt?
And I paid down the big student debt that I had, so that was clutch. Yeah,
Heck
I
yeah.
basically lived like a hermit on the ship because you live in a tiny room.
That's
a
what I was gonna
fraction of the
ask.
size. Yeah, with a roommate in a bunk bed, a single twin-size bunk bed on top of
Did
each
you
other.
like your roommate?
Once in a while. I did. I had a great New Zealand roommate, a good
Okay.
Kiwi fellow.
Okay.
Yeah, names are going to escape me, but and then I had a really bad roommate who was from Portugal, and he would just stay up till 3 a.m. getting pissed drunk every night, and then come back into the room and being so loud. And you can't escape. You can't
Nowhere to
escape.
go.
Where are you going to go?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so it's a little claustrophobic in that way for sure.
Yeah.
But price you pay for free traveling.
Yeah. And I would imagine like you can't put a price on the amount of life experience and people meeting and like
Culture.
When you get out of high school, you haven't really fully formed into a human being yet. You're still kind of a amorphous thing. And you get the opportunity to like interact with so many different people, go different places, and it teaches you like skills on how to be in life, I would imagine.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Crazy.
I say a lot more is gained from that than getting out of high school and delivering pizzas.
Yeah.
Like a lot of us did.
Going on the road with the dead. That was, yeah.
It sounds like
Well, that
sounds fun.
your
Yeah.
personality reminds me of a conductor. You've got like really great voice, your arm move, you're comfortable with your body, you are out there. It seems like that those experiences really help to shape you.
Yeah.
Or maybe you came out like that.
No, I think that's a really good point because part of what I went to school for was music ed, so I actually literally took conducting classes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and one of my day gigs, I not anymore, but I used to sub for some high school teachers in town, so I'll get in front of the band, and I wear many hats, and I kind of have to just get by as an artist.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like channeling that conductor energy, or really to me, it's band leader energy.
Yes.
And my dream would be JC Proof as a 5-piece, and man, I was just 10, 11, 12, I could just strings, aux percussion, 4-piece horn section, 3 vocalists. Like I could see the keyboards. If I could pay for it, I would want an orchestra basically to just funk out. One day.
Yeah.
I see it.
see it
You're
too.
saying that.
And on the records, we did go bigger. Like we've got strings on IRL, we've got more horn players, we have keys, we have 2 guitars. So like I do fill it out in the studio because I can
Right.
live. We'll
Yeah.
see when that happens.
Well, I was
sooner
gonna say,
probably rather than later.
Let's talk about live for a second.
Sure.
So, because we started to talk about it for a minute, we before we were recording, when we did the Mojo Family Fest, and we talked about this when we did the Mojo recap.
Oh, yeah, we did the recap, yeah.
But we had heard of you, and I heard like the singles and stuff, but had never seen you live, and you blew our doors off because the way, and I heard that you do this sometimes, the way that you started it. We're waiting for band to come on, for JC Proof to come on, and all of a sudden it's a dude playing a horn like way back behind us, like a football field behind us.
I thought it was sound check.
I thought it was sound check.
And then you hear another horn, and so you look back and you see these two dudes, a saxophone player and a trombone player, way back behind you, and it's like, what is going on? And then it just starts, and you guys come down through the crowd. I've never seen such a better way to get the crowd pumped and the participation going immediately.
Yes.
It was like when you guys get up on stage, and then we realize it's like, that's the fucking band. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And then
that's not just a drunk guy over there.
No,
that's
he
what
didn't steal that instrument.
Yeah, because you came out, it's like, it seemed like maybe a drunk guy just wandered out of camp with a horn. And as I recall, you were barefoot too, I think.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
And it's
Always.
like,
Preferably.
look at this crazy dude. And then it was just like a dance party festival, like the rest of the performance. Just
maybe
amazing.
We could maybe lean into that more. Like, what if I had sort of a raggedy third day of fest outfit and I played into being drunk, and then I get on stage and all of a sudden it's like sequins underneath.
Yeah.
That could
Like from
my
Wook
gosh.
wandering out of the forest to like
exactly.
Earth, Wind, and Fire jumpsuit.
You're seeing the vision after.
Bam.
You're giving me the vision.
I love it. Yeah, that mic is a little tricky.
This is the next video? Is
We're
that the
just
next
too
video?
excited.
Or like what is that? Oh, that
Did it
one's.
take a shit?
I got it.
Oh, you got it. Okay, yeah, that
It's
one's a
kinda
little
funky.
No, we're great. We
Okay.
just
Got a little bit.
I got way too excited about that.
I got excited
Yeah,
about it too.
I could totally picture that. Amazing.
That's the another part of seeing JC Proof is the amount of humor that you put into the show.
Are willing to
Yeah.
tolerate.
Dude, it was so fun. It's so fun to see you guys.
Thank you.
It
And
really was.
is that where does that come from?
Yeah, right. The
Do you
funny
have
bone.
a theater background?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
You
Okay.
are seeing right through me.
Okay.
It's kind of. Did she always do this?
Yes.
Man. Whew.
Try living
Well,
here.
okay. For the record, our daughter, she's 28 years old. She grew up going to a magnet school for art and theater and all that. And so she grew up. She lives in LA. She's a model.
Awesome.
She's an artist of every kind. She's a stylist. She's a producer. Like then she marries a drummer who is also multi-talented. And so we've been around this type of people our whole life.
My family's a show business family
Got it.
too.
And-
My dad
and
was like a producer in Vegas.
You just remind me of everybody that I am always around.
Yeah,
you know,
for
that's
real.
a very comfortable energy. And I just acknowledge, like, yeah, I was at the Arlene Schnitzer the other day for Cypress Hill with the orchestra. And it was, they're celebrating their 30th anniversary of Black Sunday. So they're singing literally all their Insane in the Everything, AK, and they have this incredible symphony that is like the composer, Chris Dragon. I don't know who he is, but look him up because he is
love the name.
probably the coolest thing I've seen in a long time. I like the way that he brought his energy and what he asked of everybody and to keep it so tight, and like it was one of the best things I've seen this year. Like truly, like I don't know if it was my favorite thing, but it was just the sheer accomplishment of what they were doing, and to be able to create that hip hop with that, like, I don't know, it was just really amazing. And so you reminded me of him when you were doing that with your arms earlier. I see that orchestra in you. It's happening.
That's amazing.
It's
That's
happening.
an incredible concert.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like whoever's out there, if you can see, if you ever see anything like Common, I know he's coming.
He's coming to Portland. I should
Yeah.
get tickets to that.
Yeah, I would recommend it. It's going to be amazing, especially if you like his stuff. But yeah.
I've always wondered, when you watch a symphony or a big band and you have a band leader or a conductor, what the hell are they doing? Like, why is that important for them to be up there doing this with their
I
hand?
actually have some interesting thoughts on this. So first, with a big band, I think that it's much less important. And there's not usually a conductor for a big band.
Okay.
Because the big band, the drum set is the conductor. Because that's where the time is. So you're following that. You don't need anybody to do anything else. With a symphony, there is the technical aspect of potentially leading you through some crazy time changes because the music can be quite complex. So you may literally need to see where the beat is.
So is he like a human metronome for that?
Sometimes, but that's the less artistic part. That's just the technical part. But really, and this would be a question for some symphony conductor. We'll call him in and get him there if they disagree with me. But I feel like the conductor is literally physically dancing and embodying the music. And it's not dancing in what we think of as dance. It's conductor dance. But the orchestra members don't get to see anything. They get to look at the conductor. So what the conductor shows them physically is going to change how they play. And the conductor emotes energy at the orchestra, and it affects the way the orchestra plays. And that's why, as a musician playing party music or fun music, when the crowd is reflecting energy at me, I play better and we play differently. So an orchestra, when it has a better conductor, it's like their crowd because the audience,
So the audience then is the conductor for the band.
Right. That's a nice take on that.
Whoa.
Audience is a conductor for the band.
That's crazy. I never
Don't
thought
start.
about it
Don't
like
start riding the rail and getting up
No,
there.
don't worry.
Yeah, we're gonna see Aaron at
not
the
that guy.
next concert.
that. Next fish show.
Bring it down. Bring it down.
There's always one. There's always one. If it's far in the back, that's cool.
Yeah. Right up front though. That'd be him.
They had a guy at Fish that would stand.
That was a really great explanation. I just want to say that was excellent.
He would stand in the front row with a clipboard and a stopwatch and time the jams and like make facial expressions at the band like, oh, that was like short, too long.
Terrible.
And they had to ask him like, brother, you need to take it back.
We get what you're doing, but don't stand in our face and do it. You're making us nervous.
I never thought of what you said though, that the conductor, and now that you said it, it makes sense. He's the conduit. For whatever the musical thing is. And then also there to like make sure that you're hitting the thing that you're supposed to hit.
Take some names if there's problems, but to time the piece maybe for the musicians.
And then you hear stories of like great conductors. Like one is better at it than another. That's a crazy, and that's what you're doing with your band. Basically,
James Brown to me is like the ultimate sort of band leader historically, in the sense that he really conducted the band. Like he didn't do it with his hands like a classical orchestra conductor, but he would control that band. He was known for, and I'm not trying to do this, but he was known for rehearsing them so much so that he could call the shots on the fly and they would just be like ready to hit it, Oh,
yeah, he'd do that. Like, hit me 2 times.
Exactly.
Hit me 3 times. Go over here. Yeah. And then, yeah. And he conducted with his entire body, you could say. Yeah.
Dude,
like,
those hips. Yes. Did not lie.
Soaking wet at the end of every show.
Yeah. Hardest working man in show business.
Like that whole thing. I can't go on. I can't go on.
Yeah. You can. Yes, you can. What's up, everybody? If you're like me and you're trying to do better for yourself and what you eat in this new year, I have something really cool for you. Factor's delicious, ready-to-eat meals make eating better every day way easier. Wherever tomorrow takes you, be ready with pre-prepared, chef-crafted, and dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. You're going to have over 35 different options a week to choose from, including keto, calorie smart, vegan, and veggie, and more. And there's even more to enjoy with over 55 nutrition-packed add-ons that help make your weekly meal planning even more delicious. What are you waiting for? Sign up and save. They've done all the math. Factor is less expensive than takeout, and every meal is dietitian approved to be nutritious and delicious. So here's what you got to do. Head to factormeals.com/NoSimpleRoad50 and use the code NoSimpleRoad50 to get 50% off your first box and 2 free wellness shots per box while subscription is active. That's code NoSimpleRoad50 at factormeals.com. Take all the guesswork out of trying to do the right thing for your body. Fuel up easy and fast. Go check out Factor.
Halloween's coming up. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, there you go.
A slick suit wouldn't look bad.
Always zombie James Brown.
Oh shit. Nice.
I'm going, so I've decided that I can never think of a good Halloween costume. It's always really stressful. You're just so busy. And then I know you'd think I would love it because I like to have fun. But no, it's just yet another thing on my plate. So I'm going to do some version of devil from now on. I've got a theme forever, and I'm not going to stick to it if I don't have to.
Right.
Okay. It's a hard and fast rule.
You know, I don't have any hard and fast rules. I just like throw things out there and then change them at my whim. It's a better way to live.
Hell yeah.
So anyways, I need some limitations, so I'm just going to be a devil from now on. This year's going to be daddy devil, so kimono and horns, a little sexy, a little devilly. We'll see, but it could go anywhere.
I like it.
Anywhere.
Maybe next year it could be like Poppy Devil and be like, you know, like a Guayabera, like opened up.
Ooh,
you know,
with some chains.
Okay, yeah, the chains. That's true.
Gotta have it.
That's a lot of potential in that. You could be all kinds of different devils.
Yeah.
that's true.
I like that. What are you? And you guys you're doing something on the 28th.
We are, yeah, but I'm not playing. Or actually, I am playing with Super Secret Band, which is another phenomenal band. I don't know if you all caught them at some point, but great psychedelic space jazz rock. How many more words can I throw in? But they're throwing a Halloween party, and I'm going to be there. I'm kind of emceeing, sort of, but mostly that just means leading the Bobbing for Apples competition. So
okay.
Wow.
Anyways,
I just pictured a bunch of
this is
grown-ups
great.
bobbing for apples. And
I bought them ponchos.
okay.
So, you know, because if you're wearing a Halloween costume, you
You
might
don't want to get all
Yeah.
soaked.
That's a good idea.
How sweet.
It's very thoughtful of you, Jeff.
Yeah.
It was my girlfriend's idea.
So when somebody goes out on a Thursday night to see JC Proof in Portland, Oregon, what is your hope that they come away with?
Oof, that's a great question. I think a damn good time for sure. You know, but I like to have a little bit of deeper meaning in the music. You know, I try to go somewhere that slightly spiritual, you know, not to any particular deity or even manner of spirituality, but just in the sense of really actively trying to bring us together into a moment and to get goofy and weird and be okay with it. You
Okay,
know?
how do you do that with the crowd? Like bringing them together for like, have you done anything specific? You know what I mean? Or
we
like,
do have a sing along that can be fun if the crowd feels sing along.
Okay.
We've got a sing along on Children of Love. That's always really fun.
heck yeah.
So that's really nice when we get to
Yes.
break it down and like have the band cut out and then it's just the crowd singing it. That's always a
That's
special
cool.
moment. We don't do that every time, you know, only when it feels
Right.
that people are going to be into it. I don't want to push people. You know, at the end of the day, people are coming to the show and they're the crowd. Like I'm the performer. So I don't want to force anybody to all right, now you sing.
Now it's your turn.
Yeah.
Entertain me.
It does entertain me though. So
Go ahead.
No. That's just when the moment's there.
I feel like the best shows have that, what you just said. That's the best, when you leave feeling like you had a good time and you know that something happened too.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Got something out of it. What?
If I could just speak to that, actually,
Yeah.
I feel as though, especially with improvised music, which is why it was so easy for me to kind of hop from jazz to funk to jam and just be in these circles and hanging with these all same musicians, because we're all, whatever genre or tools and technical tools that you're using to do it, we're all improvising. And really when we're improvising, we're all traveling through the multiverse. And, you know, we all understand that we have agency over the moment, and every choice that I make changes which multiverse we're all experiencing together, just like every choice you make is changing which one we're in. And when you're improvising, you're making constant choices, and you can travel really far away because of that, and you're doing it all together. So we're kind of like a collective spaceship, and we're moving through. And if you think about it a step further, where you think, okay, so if I want to be in a multiverse that's quote unquote good, whatever that means, like what if we can use music to literally transport there? I know it's kind of far out, but
Not at all. I love it, man.
that's where I'm at.
I'm on that magic carpet.
Yeah, Matt, hop on the carpet. Exactly.
It's because we love to talk about the deep side of music. Okay, fine. We know you're playing your instrument, whatever. But like, these are the conversations that a lot of people, like, if you're like anybody, you like to intellectualize stuff. Anybody does that. We're in our heads all day long. And if you're a music lover, you have come across these kinds of pivotal times in your life. And then if you're a musician, even more so, because you're you've received it and now you're giving it. So you've kind of completed that. And there's a lot that happens there that talk about, don't know how to talk about, not even because it's bad or good or anything. It's just like what really happens. You're right. We get transported because when you sing a song, if you sang a song that I remember from when I was in high school, all of a sudden now I remember high school and I'm there at high school, but I'm still right here. So that's what the multi, right? Double plane is. I'm here right now listening to your music, but I'm in high school like, holy cow, this is crazy.
Or music could be like a time machine as well.
Or even a transportation device to somewhere that you've never
that was just one example.
That's my favorite. Like when we're going somewhere that this is brand new.
Right.
Like I had experience at a fish show this summer.
Oh, when they did the space.
No, at the end at the Split Open and Melt Encore on Saturday night, like it just became music stopped. It stopped being music. It became atonal frequency wall of frequency. And it was literally like communication at that point. I stopped dancing and it grabbed onto Mel and just like I was getting blasted with a fire hose almost. Like it's
from the sound.
Music is happening to you.
It was
at that point.
It was a wall. Like it literally was like
and that's the best shit.
That's the one I was talking about, the space, because it was almost like kind of like it broke down and almost like Close Encounter.
Yeah.
Like the bleep bloop bloop bleep, and then it went even further. Then it just came totally disjointed, but was like
and we don't
such
know.
a trip.
It felt like it was like taking puzzle pieces out of the like
it's really good,
causing these like I don't know, vortexes or like. I don't know. It was the first time that we felt like we had to hug to be safe from the music.
It was great.
Not because it was bad, but because it was coming at us.
Spooky. It's good to feel spooky.
That's good shit, right?
Yeah.
And isn't that the goal? Like to go somewhere that we've never been before, like in Star Trek or whatever.
Yeah.
We've never been there. And so that I would imagine that's the hope of a musician, is to take everyone on a collective journey somewhere that we don't know, especially with improvised music.
Yeah, well, and I think especially with the example that you guys were using, that was instrumental, at least during that moment, right? And like, so just so interesting to hear three different people who experienced the same sounds and the different visualizations that you had. And I really like that about instrumental music. And we do a lot of singing in the Proof, but we also have our instrumentals, and oh man, the door is kind of wider with instrumental music, actually. It's almost like it's a soundtrack to a place. A place you haven't been. It's like, what if the instrumental song is like, if Steven Spielberg, was getting music for his scene, this is the music, but what's the scene?
Oh,
yes.
And you can paint like I don't know if you guys the video My Lament.
Oh yeah,
that you guys
thank you for checking that out.
Was that over in like Bend or something?
Yes,
it
was
like
at
Painted
the Painted Hills. It was exactly.
And like I'd heard that song, and then like the video gave you guys a chance to like act it out. It was almost like a Sergio Leone type thing. That was a trip.
Thank you for watching that video.
Oh yeah,
that's kind of in our jazzy fusion roots, I feel like. So thank you for digging on that. And that film, I feel like that's exactly it. It was kind of like, this song sounds very cinematic. What would the movie be? And it's kind of a loose narrative thing, but it's really just about the images and the textures of it.
I've watched it a couple times, and I'm still like, all right, like what were they thinking?
Exactly.
Like,
don't tell
it
What
out.
were they thinking?
No, your videos are great. The IRL that was awesome.
Exactly.
And then what the newest one with you?
The video for Why?
Why?
Where I went out with Hannah Faye, and we just kind of, once again, sort of just with not having a narrative, but accompanying the music visually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of moving with it and feeling it.
And your voice is smooth, man.
Thank
your
you.
voice is, but on that especially, it's like so like that's more like a ballad, like
Totally.
sweet.
Yeah.
Like it's like holy shit, man.
Do you enjoy doing that stuff? The video stuff?
I do really like making videos and being involved in that creative process. At school, I had a lot of my closest friends were not in the music department. They were in the film department. And so I went to Ithaca College, upstate New York, and a lot of those people then went to LA and New York to do fabulous things. And I sort of, they kind of left me with this love of making basically, school level films, but hopefully one day I'll get beyond that. But, the point is that there's like this freshness to it. You just kind of spitballing ideas and
you can kind of visually paint that sonic space with your idea of what.
Right. One interpretation of what it could be, I guess.
Back to taking the crowd on a journey. When you're playing like straight jazz,
okay,
are you doing that?
Not so much anymore. Yeah. Well, actually, I did just sit in with a really cool big band reading session, so that was very straight ahead. And that was really sweet. That was like in somebody's living room.
Oh,
very,
cool.
very throwback style.
Oh, like a house show.
Yeah, but it wasn't a show. It was just, hey, great musicians, let's read through this music. Like literally read the notation. You've never played it before, but just gets a chance to get people together and all hang out. And super fun, yeah. But I don't really play straight ahead jazz anymore. You know, when I first moved to Portland, I was playing down at the Hotel Monaco pretty regularly, and I had a cafe gig, and there was a restaurant, Italian joint on Division. What was it called? Anyways, I'm blanking on it right now, but I would play a straight ahead duo and trio gigs there regularly, and it was great for my chops, but it just wasn't where my heart was.
So what was, I mean, I know that you said that your parents are musical, and but that doesn't, as we said, doesn't guarantee that you're going to fall in love with music.
Right.
Do you have a time where you were like the oh shit moment for you with music?
There are two that I remember very distinctly, both when I was in high school. The first was when I went to a very small high school, graduating class of like 60 kids. So not the tiniest, but pretty small relative to any city school. And it was in the countryside, and there wasn't a lot of musical talent there. There was a lot of great kids, but I was kind of a standout, you know, just because it was a small school and I had musical parents. So I got the opportunity to do essentially an all-state band for the first time, where they bring in standouts from all over the state together, and it was just a big group of maybe 100 kids, really big wind ensemble, and we played O Magnum Mysterium, which is about the birth of Christ. And I'm not a Christian person actually, but the piece itself is a very powerful and spiritual piece, and we played it in the concert, and it just sounded so beautiful that I was playing my trombone part. I just started to weep like uncontrollably while I was trying to play the part at the height of it. And even now talking about it, like I remember the feeling and the music, and I was like, music is the most powerful thing on earth. It is literally magic. Like what is happening? I love this so much. Nothing makes me feel as much as music does, really. So
that's a good.
It won me over.
I've asked that question quite a bit. That's in probably a top 2 or 3. Yeah, for real.
It's because I'm crazy.
Yeah, well, I think we're all crazy in the same kind of a way.
That's like a real personal one too. And then like at my first dead show or something. That you experienced that yourself playing music. That's dope.
There's.
What was the second one? You said you had 2 of them. But you can take a drink because you've been talking a lot.
No.
Y'all don't know. We're making him talk so much. His throat's closing up.
Gotta get him some more honey. That jar's
honestly,
gone.
no, we just have some honey with a story, and it's very delicious.
Honey with a story.
What is the story of that honey?
The story of the honey is second day of Mojo Family Fest. There was a guy, and all he had was his car backed up where all the vendors were, and a little tiny table with like 7 jars of honey.
In various sizes. And whipped or not whipped. And this one was the whipped
crystallized
version.
But this is whipped honey. It's not spun honey. Spun honey is different than whipped honey.
I've been spun, and I think I want to be whipped.
Whipped is way better. So whipped honey will not crystallize the way that spun honey will. Right. And it starts with, this is the story we got when we bought the honey.
Very educational.
It starts with like a seed from another whipped honey that you put in it, and it does whatever the thing is to the honey.
But where did the first whipped honey come from?
Exactly. Kind of like sourdough bread, like the starter.
Yeah, where'd that come from?
Is that one bee?
But
like
you can
500
make starters,
years ago.
can't you?
But but the first one?
No one knows.
Or the first chicken? Same thing.
So should I take a little of this whipped honey back and put it in my honey at home?
He said that you can do that.
He did say that you could. He literally did say that you could do that. He did say that.
It's like inoculating your honey.
Right.
Yeah. Haven't tried it, but he seemed very knowledgeable and like he knew what he was talking about.
Homie knew about honey.
It was a story.
It was his thing.
That was why he was there. I mean, that alone is the credential.
Shout out, homie. We don't know your name, but you gave us some great honey.
I can attest to that.
Okay, so the second one.
The second one that I remember is similar situation, but it was with a choir. And it was like another all-state experience, and I don't remember this is why I told the other one first, because I remembered all the details. Right. But this one was a similar situation, but just like 100 people singing, and it was very, we just I think actually it was an Eric Whitaker piece, who's this really great like 21st century choir composer. He uses a lot of like close harmony, so where there's a lot of notes right next to each other, but it sounds very beautiful to me.
Okay.
And so just hearing that live, once again, we're literally resonating, like when you're singing too, because your voice box is resonating, just so right there.
Literally moved you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we went to a little get together at the property that the Mojo Family Fest was at this 2 nights ago. And one of the guys that I was talking to is like, music there's all these languages in the world, there's Japanese and French and English and whatever. He's like, but music is the one language that you can speak musically anywhere, and everyone, there's no barrier to entry. You can play music for a baby that can't even talk yet, and the baby will respond emotionally to the music that you're playing.
Wow.
And I never thought about it like that before. I think part of it, you know about cymatics?
No, I don't. I would like to.
So they take these metal plates and they'll put sand on the plate and they'll play frequencies that you've seen, and it arranges in this.
Right.
Well, they do it with water too. Water reacts the same way. They'll take water and put it in this thing, and they'll put it like a subwoofer underneath it, and they'll play different hertz in there. And the water will arrange in these really amazing magical patterns. And we are made up largely of liquid. So when we're in an environment where music is being played and those frequencies are happening, there's actual like physical change happening on a weird cellular level inside your body. And it's causing the emotional reaction.
But listen to this. It causes you to actually move. Like, you're literally dancing.
I've been
what I mean?
control because
of what's going on.
It's like the jumping
your
bean
body.
Thing.
Yeah. 1,000% not in control of what's going on.
So that water is moving. You know what I mean? Like we're reacting to it.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's where the flow comes in for dancing. Those people who, and I try to do this sometimes, but it can be challenging without the aid of substances, actually to let go and just let your
really
body
hard.
move
Yes.
in the way that
Yes.
it would be, which is interesting. That's kind of, I think, what you're speaking
It's
to.
super. I can think of like 1 or 2 times in my whole adult life that I was able to like not get in my way.
Right.
Without substance.
Right.
Like,
and I mean, that's why substances are common in musical settings, because it's a tool to help you get to that place at its best,
Right. Yeah. It's not for everybody, and we don't know what the fuck we're talking about, so don't listen to us.
No, but it's a curious thing. Why is that always married together? That's a good thought. Like, I didn't think about it like that. Like, one helps the other. Not like you need one for the other. It's just like, a little added, like, okay, just let your hair down.
And it's not like a new thing either. That's happened for throughout human
absolutely.
history.
Yeah, we didn't figure that out.
Of ceremony and drinking and smoking things and playing music. I mean, it's
But I would say that I think we were a little bit more free with our bodies before we had all these, things externally.
Social niceties.
Yeah, Yeah. If we're talking about those times, we weren't worried about our hip size or,
right,
if we had the right socks on.
Oh, no, yeah. Checking your social media.
Who's watching? Who's taking a video of me right now?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, is that weird? Like, you're at a concert, everybody's phones, you're like in a billion screens, in a billion eyes at any moment. Does that ever cross your mind? Does that bother you?
When you said everyone's taking a video, I did not see that from perspective of being on the stage and seeing that, because I don't know that I notice it so much on the stage.
Okay. Oh, that's
good. Unless there are flashes on, in which case,
Stop it.
Please stop it. But as an audience member, that's one of the worst things. And I think it says a lot about a crowd when you go into a crowd and you see every single person watching it through a screen, and then you go to a different show. And like, another thing that I really like about the jam scene is that that's not really a thing, right? Like, people are
you don't see
few and far
fair.
between.
I do it for a second, I'm
You
like,
gotta get your.
I'm like, and while I'm doing it, I'm like, oh, this is so douchey right now. Oh, okay, I got blue.
And
Apple got yelled
I was
at.
gonna say I got called out on it at Flaming Lips. That guy,
Yep.
he's like, there's an actual show going because I'm trying to get video for
the podcast.
But I was
Official.
I'm working here.
Like Aaron said, we try to do it pretty quick, and a lot of times you try to hold it down.
It's
but
smart.
The crowd, I was holding it up like this, and I wasn't keeping. I'd probably been holding
like,
it up
"Put
for
your
a couple
phone
minutes.
away."
Yeah, he's like, the show is actually happening, and I turned he was kind of a gnarly looking dude, and then when that song got over, I turned around and apologized. I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He's like, "Well, I'm so glad that you took it well, man." And we like hugged it out, and I was like, "Thanks for saying something." I'm high. I got caught up in it. I'm trying to video and watch the show. He's like, "I'm so glad you took that so well." And I was like, "Dude, look at the crowd, man. Like, I'm gonna get upset."
We're getting a fight at a Flaming
Yeah, we
Lips
hugged
show.
it out, and that's. You don't see that a lot at jam band shows. Everybody's more into it than trying to capture that pop thing or something.
And there's a time and a place for
social
everything.
media.
And just like there's jazz standards and there's improvisational music.
Right.
Time and a place for everything. And it's way more difficult to be out of the flow at a jam show or an improv show than not.
Yep.
I mean, at least for me, I have to like literally concentrate to do that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to take out my phone and do it. And it's like stepping out of the river.
Right.
Almost. You're standing on the shore for a second and it's all going by, and then you put the device away and then you're back in.
You're back in it. Yeah.
But back to the like having the music control you thing. I've come to see it like when the show first starts this is all in here, like all in my head. I'm paying way too much attention to myself and how I'm moving and the space around me and the temperature in the fucking room and every stupid goddamn thing that you can imagine. And there's a process that happens of like letting go as the music continues where I'm getting out of my own way, and I can feel it happening, and I'm step outside of it and be a witness to it and be like, oh, okay, we're here now. Okay, we're almost there. And then is it similar on stage?
As you were saying that, I was thinking that's the exact same experience that I think the band has while performing it.
No shit.
Okay. And I wonder if it's at the same pace as the audience. You
Wow.
know,
that'd be a really cool thing to try to figure out.
Oh yeah,
Goes with the outfit. That we're gonna try an experiment today.
Ooh, a little science experiment,
right?
We need you all to keep notes.
All right, on a scale of 1 to 10, how free are you right now?
You can tell by the participation. It's like, yay.
Exactly.
Well, I was almost there until you mentioned it.
Right.
Damn it. Now we gotta start over, man.
Oh, that's
Apple's
funny.
been meditating.
Like we talked about the meditating. Oh, I'm meditating. Now I'm not. Now I blew it.
It's
well, it would make sense that we're on the same. That I never thought that would be with the band too. But I mean, that's kind of dictating the whole room, the participation of the crowd and the band.
Yeah, and I feel like as you do it more as a band, what's happening in the crowd can or will affect you less, or if you need it to affect you less. You know, I think that's part of being a professional is like, if it's kind of a stiff crowd, I'm going to still play the best.
Right.
But, you know, hopefully I'll get there one day, but I still feel very affected. I feel like a frog where I'm really like whatever temperature I'm in, like I really feel it and I kind of cook in it. So when it's nice, it's like, woo! And when it's not, you're like, you know, does everybody hate me right now? Oh, no, I hate me. Oh no. You know.
This sucks. I'm sad. I want to go home.
I suck, man. 2 songs in, like, thanks for coming, folks. Bye.
Yeah.
I had a experience just like that at Cascade Equinox. On the last night Goose played, it was the 3rd day of a festival. I was exhausted and substance was involved.
Right.
And for the entire like 2/3 of Goose, it was a constant argument in my head of like, you know, you're tired. Oh, your leg hurt. Like just all of it. Not until like the very end did I like break through and get out of my way and then the fucking show ended. I was
Right.
so pissed.
That's why you need the after party.
We thought, oh yeah, we went.
yeah,
tore it up.
yeah.
Garcia birthday band saved my life
Nice.
that night. Does that happen to you too?
Oh yeah. It's hard to stand
yeah.
for an opener and then the headliner. My like lower back starts to hurt. But if you mean on the stage,
on the stage.
yeah, that's always disappointing when you have to play a really short set.
Oh.
You know, because by the time you get into that really great part of the
Yes.
flow, the set's over.
It's not okay.
And
You have to like come out kicking it already, like
Right.
playing while on the way out.
And there will be times where we have to do that, and I have to kind of psych up the guys. You know, I'd be like, "All right, we got to hit it from the start. Like, we can't take 2 songs to get into it. Let's, remember what that feels like. Let's bring it." And so I'm reminding myself as well.
yeah,
you know?
It's for everybody,
It's-
literally.
Right, exactly. If I say it, I believe it too now. Yeah, no, it's so real, and I think especially with jam where you're trying to go places, you need that longer time to search
Yes.
and maybe not find something for a second. You know?
Oh
Okay.
shit. Okay.
That's a great point, because even though as much as I like thinking, the best times at a concert is when the music is so good it makes you forget everything. It's not that you're not thinking, it's like you forgot all of it and you're just in that current space, and that's the best.
Yeah, that's the best
That
when
is-
time doesn't exist, when nothing, all that exists is
Well,
right
like,
there.
The other day we interviewed Andy from
Leon the Third.
Leon the Third, and I was telling him about when we first heard his new album. Do you know Leon the Third?
I don't know Leon the Third.
You will.
You will.
We
You will after this.
Beautiful.
But during the pandemic, he put out their album Antlers in Velvet, and that really impacted the 3 of us, because when we heard that first song, we were like, it was amazing. It was just like an amazing. But then, so the publicist sent us his new CD. And we were all kind of like talking and stuff, and they're like, no, we're gonna wait and we're gonna listen to this. So Aaron like waits, so we settled down, we put it on, and like the air stopped. Like it
fills the space.
music made everything stop and listen to it, and it was. There's just certain moments in that those kinds of moments can and are life changing to people, and I know that as a musician, that's probably the back of your head, not thinking that you're changing people's lives, but that happens almost every time you play. Like, maybe it was somebody's first time coming out to see you, and they were like, "Oh my God, the trombone! I haven't played the trombone since high school." Like,
Totally.
you know what I mean? Like, it just, there's certain moments, even a friggin' Tuesday night at some dive spot.
Yep.
Yeah, like you can turn somebody's world around,
Right.
and that's why I think musicians are so rad and important. And I started to see that as the show developed. Like, you're not just on stage for 45 minutes or whatever. Even if you've got a 2-hour set, there's so much more that goes into that
Right.
2-hour set. And that's a dedication of your entire life. All of
Right.
it. You don't I'm going to get a break right now. Like, no, all of us, we get to do that. We love music and it's
Right.
fun, and we get to go to concerts, but then we go home, we're not thinking about music. We're not writing music. We're not practicing music. We're not, you know what I mean? Like, I just really respect the craft, and I've learned to appreciate it the longer the show's gone on.
Totally.
Because everybody approaches it also so differently, like some people are like super into it, and some people are just naturally talented, and some people they work hard even if they are talented. Like,
Right.
there's just so many different
Do you have a regimen for yourself?
yeah.
I did. Sorry.
You
to
lost
interrupt.
yourself
I just
again?
lost the signal
Yep.
thing. Oh, there it is.
Okay. Boom.
Bro,
So weird.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, it's
No.
okay. Do you have a regimen for yourself as far as writing and practice, where you're like, I'm gonna write 4 hours a week? And
No, I haven't been able to keep specific numbers like that, but I do set goals. Like, just at the beginning of October, I had it on my calendar the whole week, writing week. And
Okay.
it was just like, whenever you have free time, make sure you try to get creative, and I had the most success this year. I've got a bunch of, half-baked songs right now in a good way that I'm going to kind of keep working on for new material. And I just decided to prioritize being creative, because as an artist, there's so much to do. there's the social media, there's the booking, there's the photo, you know.
That's what I was talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a full-time job for sure. And it doesn't really give you a full-time income for where I'm at. Although I do, you know, I'm very comfortable and I have my lessons to support me. But, so I was like, prioritize being creative, whatever that means. And it was just kind of, I had to flip that switch, and then it was great. I had a great week. You know, I would just dive into the sandbox at any moment, because I was like, I had other things to do, but I put it on my calendar. I'm going to prioritize it. So like, I definitely use tools to make myself get into that mode, but can you put it on a list? No.
And you're not one of those guys where like, I woke up in the morning and the whole song was in my head and I just wrote it down.
I've definitely many times have a song seed.
Okay.
And if you don't stop and record it, then it might be gone. So I've learned that if you hear something, or if you come up with a hook idea, you know, like IRL, I wrote that hook on a hike with my lady in Eugene. And we were like, I was like, this is a hook.
Voice memo. Beep, beep.
Yeah. And we like, were working on it on the hike up, and like fleshed out enough of the chorus so that I could go home the next day and actually work on it with my guitar.
Yeah.
You know, so that was really cool because it just felt very natural.
So what else do you play?
I play some guitar. You know, I wouldn't play it on stage, but I can do kind of, you know, chord stuff and accompany myself on some of my songs and some simple chord things. Nothing to write home about, but my dad played piano, so I was like, I'm going to do guitar. So there was a little bit of that.
Okay. Don't worry. It's got to be some, man. You got to push back a little.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm not. Yeah.
So what's coming up for JC Proof?
We have an album release January 20th. Y'all should come.
Okay,
Yes.
January 20th. I
20th.
saw that you had a 12-track album coming out,
We have a
and
12-track
it's
album.
January.
Yeah, it's been bouncing around as an album release does, but it's all done and all mixed, and we have the album art. Chris from Bodhi Mojo,
cool.
did
Right
the art,
on.
so he's our guy for sure. And it's just, I'm really, really stoked on this music. It's really a collection of songs. Some of them you've already heard because IRL and Anyway, that's on the album. But there's also tracks that you haven't heard and some stuff that we don't really play live very much. So very excited to debut those.
And you had like the opportunity to go in and do overdubs and layer and all
so
that
the
stuff.
way we tracked our first EP was we went to Jackpot and we played it all live, and that's where Our Lament, the jazz fusion track that we were talking about, came from. And that was very much like, okay, we're just gonna go in and we're gonna do it, you know. And that was really fun. And then I sort of gave into my wild conductor band leader vibe. And I was like, I want to add elements, and you know, you have to multi-track if you want to do that. So we went to Anjuna as a rhythm section and for solos. So I think it's really important that if you're going to be improvising in the studio, it has to be all at the same time.
Yeah.
So because you're feeding off of each other.
Yeah.
So we definitely tried to do that, and then we layered the vocals and the strings and the horns. Yeah, we did all that.
Oh, so
super
there's
secret studios.
everything.
Oh yeah. Oh
so
yeah.
This like that's a whole
Tambourine.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some cowbell.
Yes.
I love playing that cowbell live.
That's my favorite, actually. Truly.
It's great.
But that's like a whole different skill, putting together an album. Like, okay, you're a musician, you go up and you play on stage, you do your thing, pack up, leave.
Right.
Going to a recording studio, multi-tracks, and like that's a whole other skill. When do you have time to learn all of that?
Well,
I mean, I know you're not doing all of it on your own, but like,
right. So I'm not running, although I do track, you know, background vocals and the aux percussion at my house. So then I run the DAW, the recording program. But basically you're being a producer. And I think that we've just learned by doing. We've self-produced all the music we've done because we just really like having creative control of that element of deciding what layer to add and where to come in. And I think, you know, Lucas James, the drummer, and I, we're like very tight in that way. He's very much my creative right-hand partner. We bounce all that stuff back and forth together, and that's, you know, why our best things sound the way they do, in my opinion, is because of that collaboration.
Right
It's
on.
such a big sound. You guys have such a big sound.
Thank you.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's the kind of sound like if you aren't there for that and you hear it, you're like, what's that?
Yeah.
I want to sneak in. I want to go see what's going on.
Cool. Cool.
And also great harmonies too on some of that when you guys vocalized. It's like, holy shit.
Lucas has an amazing voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get him singing more, but he's so busy on the drums making it sound good, you know. But he does them both. He does it both. He sings while he's playing great.
That seems like the hardest thing on the planet, to play drums and sing. I
can't even play drums.
No.
Like, your voice will be like that.
barely do this.
You're keeping it.
I'm winging it right now.
That's right. No, we're improvising. It's fine. It's fine. We're jamming.
We're jamming right now. So let's see. This should come out 3 weeks from now.
3 weeks from now.
So do you have shows coming up? You said Halloween.
That's right. We're emceeing Halloween, and then I'm actually leaving town for Europe. I'm finally taking a vacation.
What?
Where are you going?
Yeah.
Going to Barcelona and then over to Rome with my lady. So we're taking a little special trip. So I'm going to take a break from shows for all of November, which will be really nice.
Yes.
Right on.
And then
good for you.
You have one date in December, the beginning of December.
We are playing at Edgefield. I don't know if I put it on my website calendar yet.
Yeah,
but we're
I
doing
saw
the
it December
Edgefield
9th.
Winter concert. So, and that's a free show.
Fun.
All right.
So that'd be a good one.
Edgefield. You
I want to
said.
hear about Europe. Why Barcelona?
It actually goes back to my cruise ship days.
Okay.
Yeah, the first time I joined a ship, I flew into Barcelona, and it blew my mind. And I saw the Mediterranean. It's just so beautiful and nice. And, you know, I've got a little Italiano in me, so I got to go back. Got to go back and just really dig in. Because when you're on the ship, you only get to be there during the day. 6-7 hours, you know. Don't get to experience any of the nightlife. Don't really get to talk to the locals. You know, so I just need to go back and get some of that. And who knows, maybe write some songs while I'm over there.
Yeah.
Get an infusion.
Right on.
Well, go to a romantic, beautiful place with your lady. And come on.
Yeah. Sounds good. Let's go to Mexico.
Yeah.
It's not Barcelona, but I'll still go.
But it might be sunnier, though, especially in the winter. So I think
we are. We're going in February.
Nice.
Fuck. Jeff, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This was super fun.
It was.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want people to know about you that they don't know?
Well, you pronounced the name right, so that's good. Not JC proof, JC proof. That always gets it. Yeah.
Apple had it right.
You know what? I've heard that since the beginning, and I love the way that sounds. But it's JC proof, you know. So my mom's side is Belgian, and Simayas is the name. So I put it's SI. It kind of harkens to that, you know.
Okay.
And then Chilton is a C. So I'm sort of combining my dad and my mom into one name. So that's where that comes from.
Okay.
You didn't ask the question, so I figured
I don't do it on purpose.
I appreciate that. That's great. I gave it to you anyways. There we go.
It's such
the only other band. The only
Yeah.
other band we've ever done that with was Eggy. And there's a whole story behind it.
And they wanted us to actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
they asked. Fucking softball, like
you get asked it all the time, especially with JC Proof, because it's kind of a strange one. And I appreciate it, though. I want people to know, but I like to tell them that once they know, now they're on the inner circle.
Ooh,
you know,
circle of trust.
Don't know. So now I need to make sure y'all and anybody listening would be on the inner circle.
Can we like make shit up?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yes,
absolutely. Fake news. Let's go.
Yeah, like it was. Well, actually, the lead singer had this experience once during an eclipse. He saw JC Proof in the shadow, and he heard a voice that told him he had to start a band. It was he moved from across the country to Portland because of this whole thing.
And he had proof, and he saw it.
Yeah,
so
there it is.
And it's woven into the music. And if you listen over and over and over and over again, you'll find the proof.
And every time is different.
Gotta do.
Exactly. Yes, now I know. Okay.
I just love that I got it right. I'm known for mispronouncing things.
Everything.
Not everything. I mess things up once in a while. And he corrected me earlier today, and I was like, okay.
When you said it earlier, I was like, oh shit.
I don't know if you caught when
I'm
you
catching
said,
hell for this.
When we first started, I was like,
now I
exchanged the glance. I was like, motherfucker. Like,
I'm going to play you some Leon the Third. Goodbye, everybody. We love you.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. Thanks for coming to the studio.
Go follow.
You're awesome. Can't wait to see.
And at JC Proof.
Yeah, JC Proof.
JAYSI Proof is the JAYSI Proof.
That's right. Follow them. And hey, if they come through your town, buy the ticket, take the ride. Go see them. We love you guys. We'll see you later. Peace.
lives in fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A equal A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
Yes, hello out there, everyone. I'm Hal Schwartz.
And I'm Flynn McLean. Together we host None But the Brave, a podcast dedicated to the music and career of Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce and E Street Band are on tour right now for the first time in 6 years, and we're taking a detailed look at what's happening on stage in our bi-weekly episodes.
We've also been recently joined by some very exciting guests, including rock journalist Warren Zanes and Stephen Hayden, Backstreet's Magazine founder Charles Cross, and Barstool's Kirk Minahan.
If you're a diehard Springsteen fan, this is the show for you.
So please subscribe to None But the Brave on your favorite podcasting platform, and we hope to see you further on up the road.
Thank you so much. We'll be seeing you.